scrim um, with Ancient E-Support versus Soundscape Reverb from the healer's perspective. At the start of this recording, the healers were kind of talking about who should be playing which heroes, and they were more specifically talking about who should be playing main and off heals. This tip or suggestion kind of goes towards both healers and tanks. They should be playing. Their role should be determined prior to any of these matches or scrims. So the team needs to decide who's going to be off heals and who's going to be playing main heals, who's going to be playing off tank, who's going to be playing main tank moving forward. This is decided now because in this rank, you guys need to learn to play the mechanics and your hero in your heroes in this particular setting. You guys need to excel in that first before you start expanding your hero pool. And so talk amongst your teams and figure out who's going to be playing what moving forward, and just practice those ones. The only times that you guys need to be flexing between off and main heroes is if you are a ringer and you need a fill, or if you just need a fill in general. There should be no reason to get off of those off of mains. DPS is slightly different because the DPS will strictly be it'll depend on what the enemy team is playing, and the things that the DPS would need to identify is who's the carry, who's not dying fast enough, and all of those take into account to what the DPS should be playing. And so that's going to be a very flex role. So let's just go ahead and get this started.
This is the map that we're going to try and bip us off a lot.
Just don't play near the edge.
Yeah. So does that mean we're going to go right to avoid that? Or?
Yeah, go right.
So right now I think you're playing Zen, and then you guys have an Ana. I'm telling you right now, the heals are going to be not very good with the Zen and Ana in this tier, just because Ana players in your guys' rank does not provide enough healing that it needs to, and that's mostly because of aim issues and the team not playing together. So I would really not play Ana right now, and if you're gonna play Ana, player as like an off healer. I would switch Ana off with Mercy or Moira, and probably for this instance, with your team setup, you have a Ryan and Zarya. I'd probably play Moira actually. And by the way, you guys are playing this particular map here. It's a very, very good boop and pull map, so I would probably switch Ryan and Zarya off with a Hog and Orisa, and then maybe Zen could even go Lucio.
Okay, they're all going together left side. Yeah, all together left side.
Oh, they got a Widow as well. Oh, shield's down.
I think so. This is actually
That's a massive.
I think it's the footage now that I switched computers to. Just because I was getting lag on the video footage. I'm actually, it looks like it's just the actual video footage, so I'm very sorry about the choppiness portion. But we're just gonna kind of truck through this. So right now, you guys are down. You guys are down, players. Your entire team is down except for 2 people. One of them's about to die. Is May over here. This is the time to reset, and that would be Zen's call to call that reset. You saw your player kill feed right here. Everybody's down. You have visibility on who the people here are. Call for May to jump off the map, and then Ryan's at full health. He can probably make it back in time. So let's go and see what happens here.
Freezing hog. Oh god.
So May, you're about to die,
Right,
but instead of you just wasted your ice block. I wouldn't even bother. using Ice Block, you either just die immediately or fall. But instead, because you used your Ice Block, you're kind of sustaining a little bit longer, which is not necessary. Right now, instead, you're just feeding the team.
Think. Oh, I got pushed.
We're all regrouped. Go.
Alright.
Logs right side.
We're just missing Ruggy.
So I think it sounds like you guys just you guys are pushing forward with one down. I guess that's fine.
Oh no.
I'd just be very, very careful here.
He's
So right
it's in
now, it looks like you guys are split. You guys aren't
go
technically
the other corner.
pushing through.
Go there.
You guys are just kind of you guys are peeking
I'm
out a
about to
little
charge right
bit. If you're just gonna peek,
Oh, get that wall, get
you
that
either
wall.
Oh,
need to go
fuck,
fully
sorry.
in
All good.
or just fall back. Because when you peek, you just kind of
Alright, shield's
feed.
down. I got it back up. The shield's down again.
I got grab. Kill that Widow. Widow's dead, Widow's dead.
Nice,
Oh,
nice.
god damn. I got picked up with a junk rear. Have
Kill
freezing
that hog,
field
kill
next
that
time
hog.
I'm alive.
Not really too much shot calling. I don't hear any Discord calls either. Throw that Discord on
If Widow come to stairs, I'm gonna
Lucio.
grab.
There you go. And don't even bother putting it on their tanks.
Oh,
Get the squishies down
This is
first.
behind.
Fuck.
This
we're
is
tired.
also another reset. Unless your guys'
Nice,
team
Ruggy,
can
nice,
pull it off
nice,
here.
nice. It's a Tracer.
They do have only
Ruggy's
one
got him.
person on point. Sounds like it was a tracer.
There was really no help anyway.
Nice, nice. Keep going, guys.
he's
Long
frozen.
keep going.
Get
Nice.
wrecked. Motherfucker. I don't have a wall yet.
Hey, look at that. You guys did pull it off.
Right, right.
It is, so their team is staggering right now.
Oh,
Right
shit.
there,
I got
you
trapped.
knew that
Alright, I'm here.
that junk was the only one kind of left. You probably should have called it out once he was like right about this point here. You saw that the kill feed, everybody's down, so you know junk is probably the only one left. Just call for the target. Even though it might be obvious, just say junk is alone and overextended. Everybody would run over to him because you guys have time to kill him before the whole team comes back.
Oh shit.
Him off, nice, nice.
I got trapped, so
It looks
Yeah.
like junk just
Be
gets
careful,
away
be careful,
though.
split.
thank you for healing.
I got a bubble in one.
Oh,
I
he
still have
died.
freezing field. Yell if you think I need a freeze.
I've still got grab as well. Do we have blade?
No, I got tired.
So you're getting attacked by Tracer. Call that out immediately. Don't even let your health go down
Just
that
fall back
far
to point,
before
fall back
you
to
start
point,
calling
everyone
it
back
out.
to point.
Oh, come on. Jesus.
Careful, Oblivious, careful.
Jeez.
I got pulled
Tracer
over
no
there.
recall now.
So
Grabbing.
Ryan is down here. It looks like your Zarya just called out, or just threw in the grab and just called it out. Try and call out that you're gonna use the grab right now, so your team is kind of ready.
Got Tracer.
And you can tell that you're worried about your Mei, so you're kind of sticking close by her. I don't think that's really necessary. You can play still at a distance.
Tracer.
Go
And
huge.
here,
They're all
yeah, you
frozen.
pop your ult here, which is not necessary because you guys are they're already down a couple of players and they're stuck in grab. Let your Mei sit there in the ice. She's fine. Just you don't need to waste your trans. Your trans needs to be saved for the entire team and not for one player.
Nice, good shit.
Nice.
So now you guys won't
Ruggy.
have
Clean kill. Fucking good job, Rosie.
trans for their
What
next
an
fight.
ult, dude.
If you paid attention to their ult
It was a nice
tracking,
grab, to be honest.
you'll
It
know
was a
that
good
they
grab,
didn't actually
but the
use
Mei
too
ult
many
follow-up
ults,
was good.
The
if
Mei
any
ult,
ults,
fucking take it
for
easy.
this push.
Good job, man.
They're definitely gonna have something for this
Still got
upcoming.
bubble on you.
So that's when you actually
Sorry,
need
I'll
your
try
ult.
it out.
Okay.
Tracer.
Oh fuck. I'm dead, I'm
Yeah,
dead.
this is definitely a reset with three
still
people
surrounding
down. Just fall off the map. Genji, don't
Ult,
even
ult.
bother poking out.
Fuck
That's
no.
all 99 anyway.
I've got
Yeah.
my ult and I'm behind them.
So Genji, you're just kind of
I'm
going in there
tempted to use my ult.
by
Are you
yourself.
able to fall back? I got a wall coming. Oh
Yeah,
It's not
you just gotta
necessary.
use it,
Just
bro.
wait for your team.
Just heal and I'll bubble.
shit. Jesus Christ.
It's a good switch on your
Yeah,
part's
go around
end
the
to,
right
to
side.
Lucio.
Just go,
'Cause you
just
know
go,
you
just go.
need to get your team
go
over
around
there
the
as
side.
soon as possible.
Oh shit, watch the junk. Freezing them all.
Nice. Junk on their side.
He's low, he's half, he's half, he's half.
So as Lucio, you probably want to just play this wall back here, and wall ride back and forth. You'll be touching the point, and you'll be providing heals throughout this area as well.
I got no
Keep going,
fucking
keep
ammo!
going.
He's half, he's half.
He's
Just
dead.
Tracer, Tracer.
Just Tracer.
Oh, I was
Fucking
really
hell,
hoping
there's
she'd
fish.
go mine. Fuck.
Nice,
God.
guys.
What the hell?
How many are
I
on?
missed it.
3.
Coming, I'm coming.
Demon's frozen.
Call out
Sorry,
these
just the
targets.
target fine.
You can see who's kind of low. So
got
right there,
bubbles.
Moira is low.
Sorry, I had to drop out.
You guys really
I was
need to
getting
start
targeted.
calling out
Winston
targets
line,
so
Winston
that your
line.
team can jump on that as soon as possible.
Winston on point, Winston on point.
Oh
Just
my
Winston,
God.
just Winston.
Winston, really?
That's it, good job.
Thank fuck. Good shit.
Still got another map.
Yeah, still got one.
Look at this. So you have a main healer, and you're playing off heals. But what is the problem with this right here? You have gold healing as an off heals, so something needs to be switched. Your options would be is switch Moira out with a real main healer so that they can make up for that deficit, or tell Moira to go off heals and you go main heals. Because right now, if you are having most healing done, your team is actually suffering from lack of heals.
One more, but still, good job.
Ooh, boys.
Are you still watching Snake? Is he even in the channel still?
He's deafened. I don't know if he's on the stream or not.
So it looks like I think you guys actually stay
Fucking forwards.
on
Just hit
Lucio,
him out of nowhere.
which is actually gonna be worse than on a Zen, because you definitely will be lacking the heals. For this point here, I would suggest, since this is one of those maps where your team just has to get to the point before the other team, is you stay Lucio here, stay in spawn right where you're at, hit your speed boost as soon as the door opens so your team can actually leave the point faster, and then you would switch your hero out with another healer that would provide more healing. This helps your team get to the point faster than the other team, assuming that they aren't running like a Lucio.
Work.
We all. Yep. We're back.
They got a different person, or
Nope, it's the same guy.
Yeah, it's the same guy.
Yeah, it has to be the same guy, otherwise it breaks the rules.
Oh.
You're not allowed to
Yeah,
swap.
true.
You're not allowed to
Not allowed
sub
to
in,
sub in
like,
the
in
middle of the
between.
game.
Like you can sub different maps, but not like during the map.
Yep.
So you're still running May. I'd probably switch off of May, honestly. You guys are going to be lacking a little bit of damage here. This is a little bit more open of a map, and there's more corners. It's going to be harder for you guys to get their team. So let's just see how you guys do here.
Yeah, why is there no music?
I
Did
think
they
they've
turn
got a
it off?
Farah.
So next time too, if you're going to stay Lucio, don't speed boost immediately. You can afford to not speed boost, just keep it on speed. Walk until you get to the choke and then hit speed boost.
Oh fuck. Okay. Yep.
No, they got a.
Yeah, they got a Farah. I'm at
So
nearly full charge.
immediately you guys identify
good
that
walk,
there's a
good
Pharah.
Yeah, I'm going
Once
low.
everybody dies here,
frozen.
somebody needs to
Sorry,
make the
Dad, sorry, Dad.
switches
Oh shit.
so that
Focus
Pharah
out,
can be
focus
taken
out.
care of, because
out.
that's going to be a big problem.
Which one?
Zen
of
is
us?
a good
keep
switch
going,
because
man.
then you can
Three.
keep your Discord on Pharah,
Oh, you're playing.
but your
Ditto.
DPS
Mercy, go
definitely
first,
needs to
Mercy, go
switch,
first.
and it looks like your
I'm so
soldier,
low.
no, was he? No, your Genji went Widow, which is good, but that's not going to be enough.
Oh.
This is
There's
Farah.
no way, unless your Widow is like a
Can't see them.
superstar,
Oh, the
there's no
Farah's
way.
gone.
Your main needs to switch off for sure. Needs to switch to soldier or McCree. just to help this Widow out, because there's a lot of pressure for your Widow to have to take care of not just Pharah, but to take care of Mercy as well. And right now, they have 6 people there. There's no reason for, and you're down, you just lost one. There's no reason for the 3 of you guys to move forward without the rest of your team. Right now, you guys are risking feeding ults to the other team.
Pharah was literally.
Oh, okay. So somehow it missed.
You want to jump back on Genji, bro?
Zen, Pegma. I'm like next to you. I need heals.
Are we all back?
Yeah, your Widow should have called for heals as well. But you guys really just wait for the rest of your team,
We need to group
and
up
then
and
play
start pushing.
the choke and then push all together past the choke.
Yeah, they've realized we can't deal with the fire very well.
Keep your discords on Pharah.
don't know what that
Don't even
was
worry about
anyway.
putting discords on anyone else besides Pharah or Mercy.
Oh, damn it!
It's alright, it's alright. That's their fucking dude.
Yeah, my shield was
Don't let them res.
Behind.
Your Ana's positioned in a
I'm
place
having
where
a
she
Zarya.
can't
Zarya.
reach
Where's
anybody
Zarya?
else. So that's
Zarya's
why
I got grabbed.
Ana either needs to move forward
I
or
need
needs to
help.
switch completely off.
Sorry.
Because I guarantee
I need
you
that
still
more.
have gold
I only
heals
got
right
fucking
now.
Zarya. Oh, in the Rhine.
Like none of my shots are hitting. What the fuck?
Oh my god.
This is a hard
I
reset.
want to just switch on a soldier or something then.
Me?
No.
Do I have-
It's time to
oh,
move
yeah.
back. Ana,
I
just
have a freezing
play
cold,
selfishly and
so
just leave next time instead of trying to keep everyone up.
Don't go in yet, Slip.
Yeah, no.
Sorry, it's a habit from pubs.
Sorry?
It's a habit from pubs to
I'm-
pull those things out.
I'm gonna go left.
That may
These
really
balls
needs
must
to be
push up.
switched off. The Pharah is your
Right,
biggest
push up to
problem
the
right
wall,
now.
we good?
Go. Drop it.
There's 0 people taking out Pharah except for Soldier.
Get zoned, bitches. Freezing the fire if I can. No, I can't get it.
The McCree's left side.
Yeah, he's low. Yeah, nice.
Good shit.
I'm gonna let my shield recharge.
Yeah, let your shield recharge. Get prepared, we got another fight coming up here.
Keep an eye on every
Okay.
point.
Who do you want me to
Jesus.
man?
That's a big boop.
Again, keep those discords
Fire
on
making
Pharah
it
and
to the
Mercy.
right side.
When you throw the discords
Don't forget about it, 'cause
off of
you just-
and keep them not on them, it kind of throws your team for a loop because
Drop your
they
shield, man.
they
Drop your
might be
shield.
looking for the Discord,
Someone?
and right
Thanks.
now your biggest issue
Cut
is
half
the
of them
Pharah.
off. No, never mind. They just walked around it. I'm asleep. That's not good.
This would be the time to use that trance. Oh, there you go.
Are you kidding
But
me?
you
I just got
you
so
took
old.
too long. I think her voice
The Farah's still.
her voice indicator
that's not
already
right.
said
Wait,
that she had threw the
is it-
grab, and because you took a little
Yeah,
bit
that's
too
right.
long, you couldn't save the soldier either. Like you're still
I'm coming
running
back now.
gold
I'm coming back now.
heals.
Got Mercy here.
The healing
Gone for
needs to
res?
be switched somehow.
Ooh. Focus the Zarya. Trying to freeze
Someone
her.
kill
It
that
may
Mercy.
still
She's
needs to be
frozen,
switched
she's
off.
frozen.
I got ult.
The Zarya's so low.
So your Ana
They're
died,
one,
but
literally.
nobody called that.
Okay. I mean, they haven't
Just
killed
make
anyone.
sure
We
you
held off
and
fight
you're
and I still
coming
got
back
grabbed.
from spawn. Just say you have no heals. I'm coming back from
Can we
spawn.
keep trying
Zen's
to hold
coming
them back
back from
until
spawn.
almost overtime? I'll grab them off site.
Yep.
Just
I
so
have
your
a
team
freezing
plays a
field.
little bit more reserved.
Use it.
Guys, I need heals.
Yo, you can't tell us that when you're dead.
Races left.
Like
My shield's gone.
whoever,
for a
I think it was
freeze, you
Soldier
ready?
saying like I need heals is not helpful for your healers. Please use your hero names and where you are,
Sorry, I
and
needed to
definitely
heal.
say that you need heals way before
God
way
damn,
before you're
this is
gonna
weird.
die.
Oh my god,
Soldier,
no.
don't even go up there. Please do not go up there.
Try
Fall.
and get that.
Oh, you guys are. I didn't realize it was like 99% already too.
Oh,
They grabbed me.
Yeah, once it hits like 90%, everybody needs to be switching to stall heroes.
It's okay.
Like Ryan should have gone Winston, Zarya could have gone Hammond, anything. Like at that point, ults don't even
Yeah,
matter.
put me
If
on the
you
main
even
one,
had
should
an
I
ult,
switch
it
to
doesn't matter.
a-
You just need to
No,
get
it's
there
fine.
first.
no,
We
no.
lose
So
the,
holding that
Zen.
hero for an ult is not worth it.
Can you play like Moira? Just need more heals.
So your team already
I think we
knows
should go
that
straight to
your
point rather than going
you guys are
middle.
running lower
We
on
just need
heals.
like one that's
So
single,
asking for a
single
Moira
heals,
change,
and then one that's like
um,
spam heals.
and that's fine. You guys should have identified that earlier. Really, you're still running technically
middle.
2 main
Like,
heals,
go
and
middle.
there's no
I'm
defensive
going up top. I'm just gonna check.
heals, defensive alts.
If
It's gonna be a
Arian,
problem.
good,
We need to be nailing
Yeah,
that
they got
Baron in.
Farragon.
Your team
Yep,
is
I
already
know.
split here, and here you just threw. I'm gonna rewind this a little bit. You threw your orb out, and it's the angle you threw it to is upward, right? So it's probably gonna end up here somewhere. There's a few things. All right, so don't throw a damage orb at the start of the fight. It's not worth it. You gain 2 to 5% alt charge for yourself. While if that damage orb does hit multiple people or one person, the other team's healers gain much more alt charge than you just gained, because healing a teammate actually provides more alt charge than damaging a teammate, or damaging the enemy team. So just reserve your orbs for the actual team fight. You guys are about to enter a team fight, and your cooldown is now just wasted. So when your cooldown's wasted, you have to use your resources, and your goal of being Moira is actually not to use your resources. Your resources are your last resort.
Oh shit.
Push.
They're up top.
So here, you're also just holding down your resources. It's not you if you have to use your heal resources, do them in burst heals. That's pulse, like it's called pulse healing, and you just press your mouse down ever so slightly in pulses. This is because your heals actually heal over time. So if let's say this May is actually down half of her health, if you just heal burst heals like twice, it fills up in a matter of like seconds. You don't, and then that's it. You don't even have to touch it anymore. Instead, you're holding it down. You're actually losing a shit ton of resources. Whereas if you pulse, your resources probably half. You'll probably reserve half of your resources there. And so instead of throwing that damage orb back there earlier too, you want to throw your heal orb this way, as the team is moving, or just save it, because I think the team hasn't even reached this point yet. So let's see. Yeah, so let's look at this too. You have 2 enemies here. This team fight just started. Like, nobody's captured anything yet, and look how much resources you've used already, right? And then you just threw an orb, which is fine, but your resources already passed the halfway mark. As Moira, just make sure that your goal is to keep it no more than at that point. You want to keep this part all filled up for emergencies.
I'm going for their Zarya. Their Zarya's low.
Tracer's on.
This is also the perfect room to throw orbs. Just heal orbs, though, remember. The only instance you want to use the damage orb is like in this instance, and you, like, for whatever reason you can't doing the damage spray isn't gonna work, then you throw that damage orb out. But that's the only reason you would ever use the damage orb, is to finish off a kill. This is the perfect room for throwing heal orbs, because there's walls to bounce off of. So think of it as like the game of pool, where you have to position yourself so that orbs bounce back and forth through walls, or they bounce up and down into the ceiling and onto the floor. Those are the only times you really want to throw your orb.
Nice.
Reinhardt's frozen. Oh. I need healing.
Reinhardt's dead.
Thank you. Trying to get their tracer. She's out of thing.
So you also have to remember too that your heal spray, it sprays in like this. So this is you, and every time you press heal, it sprays in a V shape. So just make sure your team is grouped or in a position where they're like standing almost in a line of each other, because every time you heal, it goes through the people. It'll heal everyone in that triangle vicinity. It's gonna be hard. I think that's one of the hardest things to do, is to remember to do that. But just try to remember, like, you can't tell your team to actually group up to get heals. You just have to position yourself in a way where there's somebody, they're like in a straight line, or they're in some kind of line together.
Who we
Fire
missing?
on the right side with a mercy.
We're going to burst heal that, so if you just pressed like 2 or 3
Just
burst
sign 'em,
heals
just sign 'em.
on May there,
Don't
it
take
would
necessary damage.
have healed her immediately, and you would,
I got
right
no
now you're
bubble
running
for
no
anyone.
resources at all. So you're just relying
I will by the time
on
I come out.
heal orbs, and it really should be the other way around. Is you should be relying on your heal orbs are the only thing that you use, and then that's it. The resources are things
Oh,
that
she
you
got
fall
bubbled.
back on.
Kind of dog.
And then right there, I think you had thrown an orb this way, so remember to throw it this way, like back and forth here, or up and down. And then you may even want to call out that you threw an orb in the room, so make sure you guys stay in the room to get your heals if you need it.
Mercy's rezzing. Fuck
Mercy
Mercy.
res.
Okay.
I'm
Yeah,
coming
right.
back as quick as possible.
Anna, they're Anna. Their Anna's dead.
Nice, 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 nice. I'm coming back
It's-
if you can
so
touch.
yeah, so I think Zarya
I'm
was
gonna
the only
touch,
one
I'm gonna
left
touch,
here.
I'm gonna touch.
Just,
I'm on.
you don't actually have to
Kill that
touch.
fire, kill that
I
fire.
don't know why you guys are calling for that. They have more people there than you guys do. Don't.
No,
Just
keep
give it up.
stalling as long
You
as
guys
can.
have percentage here,
Oh.
and they have none. Just give it up and then
70%, that's pretty
go
good.
as a full 6.
We're grouping up at middle. Tracer on the right.
Oh fuck, I wasn't meant to wake her up.
Barrow
Yeah,
again.
there was no reason to throw out a heal orb there
Barrow's our
either.
biggest issue at this point in time.
I think he's got shadow.
So here, right here, that's the good time to kind of throw the orb. Play around the corners a little bit more with the fair poking out this way. Throw the heal orbs this way while your team is running this way, because then that way they're all healed up.
Probably. I can try and block it
No,
with this.
I fucking missed mate.
Tracer's behind.
And you
Oh,
guys are
drop
still
out,
running
drop out. Everybody
May.
drop out.
They just
I really
extended
don't
shields
know
to that.
why
Got
with
grabbed.
this team comp. The May is not really helping out. I mean, I think it's pretty obvious the May is not as good as the May is. It's not their carry on this team right now is Farah and Mercy, and then Tracer's doing a good job at distracting you guys. Just you definitely need switch the Ana out with a Zen so you can keep discords on them. Because Ana is clearly underperforming right now with lack of healing. Switch May out with a McCree. You want anything that can take out this, unless Ana is like also hitting Farah, which they are not. So switch them out.
I have nano.
We may let's pair visor and grab.
I have freeze.
No, no visor.
Now you're wasting your heal resources now. Like you guys are just starting the fight, and you have 0 resources to really save your team.
I'll call from Alpha grab.
So already, like, you guys are putting yourselves in a really bad position.
No, there's only 2 on site. 2 on site.
Never mind.
I need heals. Need
I
heals.
missed. I missed. No.
Alright, let's go top right, guys.
This
It's
is
time
like
to
our
go
last
top
one.
right. Everybody
got
just
nano
jump right.
visor.
Top right.
Now, Tracer's on you at this point, and you're the only one left. Run back to your team. Don't even bother. You're not going to be able to take out that Tracer, 'cause that's especially with Tracer having like a team to back them up on.
Fuck's sake.
Just run back.
Are we going top right? Yep.
I got booked down.
Oh,
Their Arna's
no.
holding the right side as
No,
well.
we're just gonna have to go. We're gonna have to go for a grab visor.
I'm gonna
Ana
die.
needs to
Okay,
switch to
we'll use
Lucio at this point,
just gonna freeze on
because
site to
you
zone.
guys are really
Yeah, yeah.
fighting to try and get there in time.
Trace is coming behind you.
Alright, we got point.
Alright, we didn't use any ult.
You
for
can
that.
never underestimate
They're all
playing
there, they're all there.
Lucio to
Guys,
stall.
Use grab, use grab.
He is so good at stalling points
nade.
because he's also hard to hit.
Behind.
Freezing Reinhardt. Focus the Reinhardt,
Thank you.
please. Please focus the Reinhardt.
Yeah, Ryan's dead. Let's get this
Thank
Trace
you.
off.
Good healing.
Trace is gone.
Sorry, that was misclicked.
This is gonna be tight.
That Nano actually saved my life, thank you.
Tracer on the right.
And come back.
Oh fuck's sake, the wall.
Sorry.
He's anti,
That's fine.
It's so choppy, I can't
Kill that
really
Mercy,
even
kill
see
that
what's
Mercy, Get that
happening.
Mercy down.
I'm just getting died by everything. Ana, nade them.
I don't have one.
Oh, fuck off. How wasn't he?
Mercy's
Oh.
down.
Oh no.
That's unfortunate. You guys never had anybody to help take
Oh no.
Fair out. Your
I'm
poor
coming back now. I'm coming back now.
Yeah.
slippery star had to like keep flexing to different hit scans. Like really, if he needed
That's
to either
one,
call
that's
out
one.
for
It's just
help,
Tracer, it's just
somebody
Tracer. You
really
guys got
needed
me
to
there.
call
Shot
May
it
to leave.
Oh,
Now you
Nice,
finally
nice.
have your healer switch to Lucio to get to the point. It's kind of too late at this point. You should have done it earlier.
I'm fucking low, I'm low.
Oh my god, the Tracer had another bomb.
No. Ah, fuck.
No. So close.
Yep.
So we get the choice of Rialto or Gibraltar now.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping you guys learn from your mistakes from the last match.
Might be good to play
That there was a Pharah that was a problem, right?
Play what?
Pharah.
That you guys
Because
switch
it'll mean they'll have to
to
separately
something to deal with that
target
Pharah.
2 people.
Yep. Alright, let's give it a shot.
If you're better at Widow Ruggy,
I'm not too keen on playing the hit scans if
I would go
haven't
Zen.
and I
right
have
here.
today. I can be decent if I've had a warm up, but for some reason I'm just shit at the start of every day. So
that's fair enough then.
Right, hopefully a couple of games in you'll be a bit better.
yeah. If you're not liking hit scanning, I'll switch though.
Alright.
What do you need? What do you want me to play?
Probably
I'm
something
getting ridiculous
main
things.
Probably like a
healer.
Lucio or something. Lucio
Oh no,
wouldn't
that
die.
guy's gone down. Okay.
Main healer, probably because Mercy's gonna be healing
now.
Pharah.
Fuck you.
So I think the team's identified that there's a lack of heals in the previous few matches or few rounds, so they're suggesting Moira. However, even though Moira does provide more heals here, if you look at your team comp, assuming Mercy is going to stick with Pharah, Moira can't really help Widow, right? And then so Moira would really be healing Hog and Orisa. But the problem with that too is that you're really only benefiting Orisa. Hog can heal himself, and if worst case scenario is that you would heal Hog, or your heals would benefit Hog as well. But Hog will need to have a good Hog will not need any heals for these pushes. So having Moira is probably it's fine to have Moira, but it's really not necessary. I would go with Zen, because then you can provide discords for Pharah and for Widow. And then you can just keep your heals on Orisa. And that honestly should be fine.
And that too.
Alright. My god, I
Do you remember last time we played Rialto and the people held us in that little box corner on the other side of the bridge? We can try that next round, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Is that a widow? Yep.
They got a Fire Mercy again.
Again, don't you? I mean, I can't stress enough. Don't throw out your damage orbs at the start of the fight. It doesn't benefit
Or
anyone.
Mercy, either one I'll take.
Mercy's low, Mercy's low. Really low.
Like right here, you threw your damage orb again, when really you should just save your orb. If you had thrown like a heal orb instead, you would have had another heal orb. Like that's so much healing provided for your team. And all you would have to do is just throw your heal orb this way, so it bounces off these walls back and forth.
Yeah, I hooked the Ryan in. Ryan's in.
Their Ana's really low as well.
Instead, you throw your heal orb this way when your team isn't even getting past the choke at all. You want to make sure your heal orb is kind of in the same flow as your team. So if the only way you would like throw your orb this way is if your team is already like heading towards this way, like. But right now your team is struggling to get past this choke, so I would just throw the orb to the sides of the walls.
And heal bomb itself as I was killing her. What a joke. Their fire is targeting me for some reason, so
I got their Ana.
And now
Ana's down,
you
Ana's
have
down.
no resources
have one
really.
Got the widow. Got widow.
And Hog, why are you over here? I mean, I understand you're trying to distract them to get them off here, but at this point you're kind of better as a team with your Orisa because you guys are running 2 DPS that won't be playing in this death ball push right here. So really you're just offering the enemy team more options or more reason to kind of go after you or go after Orisa. It's easier for them to kill one of you guys. Instead, if you played with your Orisa, since you don't have a shield, your body acts as a shield, and you're able to protect your Orisa or your Moira, just as long as you just like walk with them.
I'm going for their Mercy.
careful of flanking on the left.
Oh, fuck.
They might be trying to
Right.
do that.
So now you guys are kind
Their
of
Mercy?
Nice.
down.
Everyone's really low.
You're kind of
Oh,
down
I'm gonna die.
The
some
Pharah's low.
damage because you're
Oh, no,
not
he got
playing
heals.
together as a whole.
Thank you, good healing. They have a sniper.
And also, Hog, when you do play in there, you see how Moira had to
Fuck,
like
I'm dead.
kind of
I couldn't find the Pharah.
risk her life to go past the team to heal you. Like it makes it really hard for the healers to kind of reach you when you are playing off by yourself on the side like that. So just make sure you do play with your tank. Both you guys really need to learn, and that's probably going to be your next assignment, is that your tanks need to stick together. Almost act as if you guys are handcuffed together, because you guys really need to
I gotta try and
coordinate
guess that happening.
and be with each other.
Oh no.
No, I'm waiting for you guys.
You guys have time
God
for a
damn,
reset.
Pharah's targeting me.
It's like it's fine. The Hog is just kind of stuck out there. That's fine. But just wait for your Orisa or your team.
He's gonna
Pharah's
have
on
to
the
turn his
right.
shield for me.
I might actually switch
Have
Orisa out with
Barrage.
with a Ryan.
I'm going for a flank on their healers.
Yep, the Zarya is watching that door, so be
Oh,
careful.
I'm gonna get their Widow.
God damn.
I got their Widow.
Like Hog,
Widow's
you're
dead,
in a
Widow's dead.
position where
Nice.
the only healer that's
Use that to
alive
push through, use that to
right
push
now
through.
is
Zarya's focused on me,
Moira,
Zarya's
and
focused on me.
Moira cannot
Don't-
risk
don't-
her life to go past
Got
the
Pharah.
enemy team to heal you. So you really just
I
have
use
to
an ulti
play a
push.
little bit more safe.
I got
Got
their Ryan out.
Mercy.
Use that to push through,
Got
use that to
Mercy.
push through.
Got Ana.
If I have healing, I can barrage. Never mind, they're all pretty much dead anyway. Good shit.
So right here, you guys have the advantage. Do not play on cart. Push forward. The tanks need to push up this point while the cart's still back here, because you want to see if you can get picks and know when the enemy team is coming towards you.
Forest above, forest.
Oh, you gotta be kidding.
Oh, that's unfortunate though.
I thought he killed her.
I got slipped, I got
So you guys
slipped.
had a defensive ult.
Where's
You
Farah? Where's
guys
Farah?
probably could have
Farah's gone.
survived that actually.
I can't find them.
She went around the outside of the map. She got healed up.
So their fair is still a problem. And I don't think your DPS is not working. It's not taking down the Pharah.
A hook, there's Iris.
Something
Nice,
definitely needs to be
nice.
switched out.
Nice.
No,
Oh wow, that was a fat finger.
They're focused on me, boys. They're so focused on me.
Push, 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 push. Where's Widow? Where's Widow? I'll get her.
Up top.
Widow's up top.
Give me a second.
Oh, you're kidding.
Somebody needed to switch to Lucio, preferably the
Mine's gone.
Mercy.
Can we touch point? Touch point?
Got Widow?
Moira, you're doing a
Someone
very
touch?
good job at playing around the cart and making it really hard for the enemy team to get you.
Junk, just because I'm not getting enough value out of the fire of my liking.
It's alright, we got point. Got their their Mercy.
Well, I hope.
Their Ana was low.
Run on point, run on point. Get run. Get run.
Fuck
Oh,
off.
as if they pushed him in.
Oh, fuck, the Widow got me. Oh my lord. Point, point, point. Touch. You gotta touch.
we're touching.
Oh fuck! They got a bloody Junkrat tearing us up.
Yep.
Get touched.
This Junkrat.
Make sure you're touching. Touch.
I think Mercy just used her GA here. I know your team is down. I know you had to use your GA, so I mean your ult. So what you need to do now, your only option, unfortunately, is to stall, and you may or may not be able to stall, but you would just need to use like Orisa here, the dead body Orisa GA, press space so you fly over, and then turn around and find another dead body to just do that again, just so that you stay on the cart a little longer while your team tries to get back.
Ah, fuck.
I'm coming back now.
Are we back with all?
That's it.
God damn.
Alright, Orisa Hog as tanks. Mercy. Moira. And DPS sort out who you want.
Sorry.
Alright. I really regret staying.
Probably would have got Lucio.
Because we were just mirroring them, and it wasn't enough.
And one of these,
Because they have
one
the
of you
advantage
guys would,
holding the
I
axe,
think,
so
would
we
be better to go Lucio,
mirror.
because you can stay on point and push people off. And right now you're fighting for time because you guys didn't push it to the first point at all.
I feel like
I don't know why you guys are playing Mei still. That Pharah was a problem.
set up your shield here, man.
Right here.
Try and angle it more, because that's wasted shield over here.
Okay.
Try and
There you go.
face it that way.
Go with the groove. Mercy. I'll be fun.
Okay.
Remember, left side is the easiest for hooks and
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
There we go.
so. Yep. I'll try
If it comes to it where they're just sitting on right side, I'll head over there and try and hook them off.
I'll try to
I'm covering the flank right now.
I don't know what we're gonna do.
Again,
Far.
don't throw out those
They have
damage
one, they
orbs.
have a widow up there.
Keep that shield up, man.
It's going down in about 3 seconds. Okay, I got it. Yep, there we go. Back up.
So this is where you probably want to use the cart
5 seconds
to
up a
throw
hook.
your heal
3,
orbs too, so
nice,
your
nice.
bounce is better.
1. And I fucking
Back up.
head bounce. Hook bounce.
And having a Lucio here would have been really great because they
Nice, good hold.
were kind of
Oh,
stalled
Widow's
on top
behind!
of
Widow's
the
behind!
on top of the cart, and you could have just like pushed them off. You guys had heroes to
Oh,
do it,
fuck
but I
off,
don't think any of you guys tried to.
I know.
She's fucking upstairs now.
the Widow.
I think Widow's still back there.
I'm gonna get Widow.
Where is
Gosh
that
fucking damn.
fucking Widow?
Right
I'm going off
behind
their Widow. Just hold for a sec, boys.
Hog, you just
fuck
need to
off.
stay on point.
Oh, fuck.
Their Widow's dead.
Good shit.
They pushed past point.
Hey,
Yeah.
the tanks, you guys
I'm
should have
dead.
just stayed by the point and you just played the room so the Widow can't get you, and let the people that are coming back or spawn
my ult.
actually
See
do
us, by
that.
the way.
Just to drop out, drop out, drop out.
Yeah. Just realized how far forward I am.
There's a
Genji's up
Genji
top.
up top.
Damn bubbles.
She's gonna go for a grab here. Genji's gone. Come on, there we go. Nice. Good ult. Focus is Zari over here. Zari dead.
I think Widow's going up behind.
I got the
Yep,
armor.
she's behind up top, guys. She's behind up top.
Yep.
To the right, to the right. Not behind left side, up top, right.
So if there's a Widow there, I would just play close to the walls. Close to these walls right here, so Widow can't actually get you. That's for you though. Like everybody else is fine. And right now I think they all just, the whole team is dead. Your team can actually push up to this choke right here and play that, because then that way you can see if they're coming this way, or that way. So instead you guys
I
are
don't know where
sitting
she
on
is.
the cart,
No, I'm going
Um,
Genji.
you want to make
that's
sure
fine.
you don't give them room.
Oops. They have a Junkrat.
I'm gonna get Widow.
How the
Their
fuck
Widow's on the
She's
right.
that.
She's frozen. Good shit. Two of them are frozen off. A ward off. Ryan's frozen. Good hook.
Ryan's dead, Ryan's dead.
Okay, so even though I deflect, it doesn't do shit. I need heals.
Oh, rip.
Can you shield there?
Right, he's got time to get back. We've forced him back anyway.
Good
Yeah, good
res.
rest.
It's gonna be hard to get out of there though.
Tracer.
Trace is
I got the Ryan, got the Ryan.
Tracer's going behind. Oh, no.
Shit.
Got Tracer.
Fuck off.
Oh no.
Fucking honor.
Nice ult there, mate.
Yikes, this is not good.
Honor's dead.
Fruitful as I'd hoped, but anyway.
Oh fuck. The
Nice ult.
yeah, she's half. Can I get a res? Yeah, legend.
Careful that Tracer over there, by the way.
No,
I
I
don't
can't.
know. I wouldn't throw
need
the
heals.
orb out
I got Blade.
for Genji. Just tell Genji to come back a little bit. So he's
worry about
playing
healing me,
safe because
kill everyone else.
like
Trace is on me.
this is really dangerous for him to push out that
I got
far
no hook,
with
got no hook.
low
Ryan's
amount of
up.
health.
I needed heals. Rip.
Didn't she just throw a
They're
fucking
down.
grab?
I thought she did.
You guys might have
Fuck,
gotten
she
away
farming up the
with
grab so quickly.
like a
Is it
Brigida
bad?
Try to change
too.
Diva to get the back there faster. If I can get there at all.
Somebody
couldn't hold
needs to
it, sorry,
switch to
guys.
Lucio here.
What's up with their ults charging so quickly?
Oh god.
Need to contest.
Yeah.
Sorry. Too hot. I died. Also, you can have them if. There's no way they won't have a fire on this map, so.
I like the grab Genji combo. It's every time we scrimmed against it, we got fucking so. We'll just try and coordinate that. Okay, slips.
Yeah, but
Yep.
every time we scrimmed against it, being like,
I just need to get healed when I blade because I get targeted straight off the bat and then I'm not getting healed.
and they had a Diamond Genji.
What
Yeah,
other support
look,
do you
if you can't, yeah,
I mean, if we coordinate it that well, I can bubble you right as you blade.
It annoys me that it takes an entire team to coordinate to kill a Pharah. It's fucking stupid. I can't think of any other hero that requires this much effort and coordination to kill. Everyone else, you just say, just focus them. But with a Pharah, you need the hit scan to be landing their shots, the healer to be healing them well, the tanks to be fending off the rest of the team. It's just... anyway. Gosh, McCree's default skin is a bit sad, isn't it?
I think most.
I hate all the defaults.
Let's get this.
Yeah.
They're up top.
I got a Junkrat.
Oh fuck! Someone blocked bubble.
Good, good. Shield's down.
Oh fuck!
So,
Fuck off.
you guys are trying to get to the left
God
room,
damn.
but not really. Brian, if you guys are gonna go that way, instead of going,
That Widow
let's
ship
see.
crashing.
So instead of like you guys walked around this way, guys go this way, because that way you guys are open for a while here. If you just go left, your shield actually won't go down, and you can actually make it all the way to the left. And hold your shield. Make sure you hold your shield up so that your entire
Wait,
team
do you
can go
guys-
through first.
You ain't got no healers
But
up there, right?
it didn't look like any of you guys made it through.
Don't go in so far.
Ah, the fucking stun!
I'm
It's a
not,
hard
I'm
reset.
not with you. You're in there and up there.
Once I got a Widow.
It's too
So
hot
I
for
don't
me
think
to
Moira. I don't
do
think you
much.
pressed tab
This is,
at all
Dave up
since
top.
this round started. You have no idea who's on the other team.
Alright.
Your team needs to identify who's on the other team so you guys can make the switches.
Shield's going
Alright.
down.
Oh, fuck me. It's on the top.
Oh, fuck
Yep.
off.
Alright, reset.
No, regroup, guys. Alright, gonna go top. Top right.
Perhaps a new methodology is required.
I like top right.
Yeah, let's go top right.
I can't shoot her. She's at a weird angle.
Go through the right. They're focused on me. Focus on me.
Yep.
Shield's gone.
D.Va low. D.Va low.
You guys are making the calls to
Oh,
push,
fuck off.
but
How did that
nobody's
hit me?
pushing through all the way, so that you guys keep
Hold your blade.
falling, like, chickening out, and then
How
half
the
your
fuck
team
did she
dies
manage
because
to
you guys
shoot
aren't
back
pushing
me
together.
And not get flashbangs?
Scared, just wasted a roll.
It's not really a
Not
wave.
really race.
Or a
Well,
fight.
I mean, yeah, well, true, but like, you know.
So let's just go top
Right,
right.
let's go straight left. No, you gotta grab top right. Sorry, go top right.
Oh,
Some
jeez.
hesitation
fuck,
there
sorry, I
on
couldn't bother you, man.
where to throw the orb. Throw it on the room next time.
Just go, guys. I'm by
Just go.
myself.
Make them get off
Oh,
the fucking high ground.
Christ.
What I drop, what I
God damn, it was just
See,
me.
again, you guys said go
Going.
in, and then somehow you guys got stuck here, and then didn't go in. You guys can need to make it all the way out when you make those calls, and your poor Moira just went in by herself, and now she's kind of stuck in a bad position where she's alone.
Alright, push, 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 push.
Oh, and there's a Diva in here causing us some trouble.
And then there's the Widow waiting for us to come out.
Should be playing for all comp, actually.
I've got grab you ready.
I'm not dead yet.
Oh, Slip, you already used blade?
Yeah, I had to.
God damn, I can't do anything to that
I
widow.
have feet.
Alright,
I'm just
we're just
going
gonna
counter.
push through with grab. We're running out of fucking options here. We're not winning the poke battle.
We're not winning any battle.
Yeah. Can we just go straight, try going straight up the guts through the left?
Beat
Guys,
this guy.
David's focused on me. Can I grab some help here?
You guys' team is split right now, so I don't think this fight
Nice, guys. Nice, nice.
is going to be very good. Look how far
gonna
your
grab.
team, like, let's see. You have one person here, here, and then back here, and here. like your Moira can't heal you, and your Lucio can't reach all of you guys at once. You guys need to be grouped up.
Point, 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 point.
I got Grav.
I need heals. Someone.
Yeah, heals, heals, heals.
Please.
Where's your orb?
More,
Throw
more.
your heal
Thank
orb,
you.
please.
Oh, the Junkrat's still
You,
fucking
if
alive!
it's available, throw
Where
your
is it?
heal orb.
Heals! Hey, fucking Junkrat.
It's okay, we got it, we got it.
Okay,
It was a bit fucking close, but we got it.
Why? Don't
Oh,
just
thank fuck, it's
don't
Alpha.
throw those
Still got
damage
Grav.
orbs.
Let's go left
They
then.
had one. Okay, don't linger out here. Let's pick a spot and go to it. We're going left side apparently.
Yeah, go.
So your
We'll definitely
team
flank it,
adjusted
and they know
their
where we are.
team
It's
comp
empty.
to play Pharah. It would have been good
Fail,
maybe
fail, fail.
if there was a Mercy
I
to
think
go with it. I'm gonna go back a little bit because Diva just threw her bomb in there. I think you were panicking a little bit here
Oh, I
to
mean,
get out, but so here it's Diva bombs back here, right? You don't need to get out of the room. You're Moira. You can just fade. You time it correctly. The Diva bomb goes out and you fade, and you stay in the room. You can actually survive.
fail, fail, fail.
Damn it, I didn't get her in time.
Fucking split up.
Do we only get an honor now? No blade.
Ah.
And
Hey.
do we want to get a diva?
Diva.
Alright, we're going straight up the guts. Go straight up the middle. I'm
Alright,
going
straight
with
up the
Grav.
middle. Do it.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Get ready, I'm looking for a Grav.
I got booked down, hold on. Coming.
On
God
site.
damn!
God
have-
damn. Alright guys, regroup.
Damn it! Marissa was so low.
We should have been.
That's fucking bullshit.
What?
Me landing on that Junkrat trap. That was fucking bullshit.
Careful of the widow up there. Careful of the widow. Careful. Careful of the widow up there.
That was fucking
Trying to look
bullshit.
to see
Fucking
what
bullshit.
your team comp is right now. Looks like there's a Hammond.
Trap. That was.
Oh. I'd probably play after his ult. He probably should go Winston for this Widow. Hammond, I don't know about Hammond either. Maybe like a Winston Diva would have been better.
Junkrat trap. That was fucking bullshit.
Careful of the widow up there.
Please throw your.
I'm actually
This
Oh,
is where
fuck
you would
off.
need to throw your
kind of
heal
amazed.
orb
This
down the
widow
middle.
is hitting fucking
and have
nutty
your team go
shots.
down.
Is she? I'm just dancing in front of her and she's not hitting me.
So your team's like, you beat your team at this
Oh, for
point.
fuck's sake.
Your orb
They
just
boot me
got
out
out
of
of
the way.
cooldown, but your resources is
Junkrat's dead,
down.
Junkrat's dead.
Good shit.
I got tired.
Oh my god, I hit a trap. I got.
Can we
five
get a
arrows.
diva
Yeah,
for
I'll
the
switch.
Junkrat?
Jesus Christ. It's disgusting.
So when he asked for Diva,
Oh.
I don't think the main tank should have gone Diva.
Oh, he's still
Hammond
going
should have
in,
gone because you guys still need a main tank.
Hard reset.
Yep. Right outside spawn.
Dude, we don't need a Hammond. We need a diva.
We do.
Yeah, we got a Diva.
You guys are now running 2 off tanks, and your orb really
Push
is not
more, come
helping
on.
anyone.
I'm going right side. No one else come
Oh
with me.
wow.
I'm
They got
just
a
here for
Sombra
the
now.
afternoon.
I don't. Why is Hammond by himself there?
I'm gonna push in when you guys say I can. Oh. I shouldn't have revealed myself, I suppose.
Alright, can we lose the Lucio as well and get
'Cause
like
if you
Mercy or
see
something?
their team is pretty coordinated with sticking together, and then you guys are not.
Oh, fucking what?
I need healing. Oh,
Like Hammond needs to switch to Winston. And then
Alright,
with
well-
40 seconds, I think they should Mercy, or shouldn't have gone Mercy. Just stuck with the Lucio.
He's up top. Up top.
So your
I got
healers are
ult,
kind of
maybe.
stuck behind the tanks, and now you guys are separated again.
fuck this.
I've opened up path for us to push in.
You really have no choice
Not
but to
another
call
one.
lessons
Every time
right
we
there.
make any headway.
And then learn to use Fade when you see a tire like that, because he's going to try and get you. If you use Fade just at the right time,
I'm gonna go
he's
left
going to
and just
explode the
hide
tire, and then you're not actually going to get affected because you used Fade. And now we're still running
We're gonna
two,
need someone to touch it.
two
my
off tanks, this Zarya and a
I
Diva.
don't.
How do I keep going into those
Don't go
Junkrat
Zarya.
traps? This is
You're not going to
actually
be able to stall it
autistic.
at 0 seconds.
How
Okay, yeah.
did Orisa not get
Ah,
flash
cool, yeah.
banged?
Because she's a fat bitch.
Fucking hell.
There's not really any stall heroes from your side, except for Genji and Moira, and Diva. The other three need to switch.
Okay, we can still hold this.
You know what feels bad is that none of these losses have been
Ryan?
Hegma, do you want to play like Mercy or something like that?
100%.
And do we want to get Ana?
To be honest, I feel like we need to be sticking to characters that we are actually good at, because like
Yeah.
it feels like some people are playing stuff that they're not comfortable with. So if you're not comfortable with a character, don't play it.
Yeah, I would play Zen here.
You just need to go with that, because if we're not playing to the best that we can, we will probably lose.
So we're sticking with Ana. I think it's pretty obvious that Ana didn't work the first two matches, and we shouldn't be playing Ana right now.
Wait, so if we win this next one, we'll move on to another game, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Alright.
We have to win all 3 in a row.
Yep.
So there's no draws?
No, it's best of 5.
Diva, don't stand in front of me.
Sorry, bro.
Best of 3.
Mercy, you should be standing right here, because then you can use the pillar in the wall, and in case Orisa's shield doesn't hold up. And then right here, you can actually go with your
Where the fuck
Diva
are they?
and help her out.
Sorry, slips.
I'm only oh,
Because
okay, there they are.
you can always fly back. And then Junk needs to be just
He's
watching
staying
the
from
right
a distance and shooting, trying to
and
bang down
putting
the
traps
barrier.
in there and stuff too.
It's fine as long as they're not doing it.
Barry's
quickly.
I got a Sombra trying to sneak around.
Yeah, it's gone. I got
There's a
two-
Sombra
I need to-
coming up. Sombra on the health pack, Sombra on health pack.
Thank
Fuck,
you.
wait.
Good healing.
Good heals, good heals.
I would have
Maybe not
rezzed
now.
Bastion right there.
Not anymore. Fall back to point if it's too hot. Oh,
I'm fucking dead.
I have no.
and I'm a Junkrat and they have a Pharah.
Okay, give it to him. Okay.
No, we can't afford to give it to him.
We can't afford to try take it though.
No, you definitely have to give up the point.
If you can survive on it, I have a.
Kalman.
I'd be curious to know what your mercy settings are, because if you follow Diva right there, you can't stick
I
that
got
closer
self-destruct.
with Winston on there. You
That's
have
alright,
to
just
just
regroup now.
follow Diva. heal, and then turn around and go back to Widow immediately.
This is ridiculous. I'm gonna play Hanzo, see if.
Oh, they're already at.
Who do you want them?
Yeah, they're already together.
It's like somebody here needs to switch to Lucio.
Oh my
Oh
god.
no.
So on Lucio, you can actually push them off of the bridge, and that stalls time a lot.
Of course. Of course.
Fuck me.
It's
GG.
unfortunate.
I'm hopping off, guys. We've lost this year.
Yeah, we lost now. Completely. That's a free air.
What do you mean? He said we've lost this year.
Alright, so a couple things. Your tanks need to work on playing together more. Hold each other's hand and just stick together. That's what the tanks need to do. Your healers need to determine what is lacking in heals and switch to the proper heals immediately. Off healers should not have gold healing. And then DPS, you need to really pay attention to the enemy's team and determine who's the carry to switch your heroes off so that it becomes the counter for that carry. I'm sorry the video was so choppy. I switched computers and it was still choppy, so I'm thinking maybe it's the feed. But hopefully this helps.